back on the cruise of learning. So I'm gonna wake up pretty much early in the morning, and I'm gonna start the stream, and I'm gonna just learn my music theory one more time. Like first, I have to review a lot of little things in there. Then I have to go and take some real courses of learning again how to write everything and how to arrange everything. And then I need a software to be able to write my notes in it. And whenever it's going to be ready, I'm going to just prepare kind of like 10 different songs that I really like to compose. And then I'm going to be very serious and record them and listen to them and share them. And as long as through all these years I learned how to make music, and I learned how to make a music video, I want to make music video for them as well, all by myself. Can you repeat what you said? I missed it. In the ads, you wanted to do what? I wanted to do my own album, and through the years, I practiced a lot of music, but I never used it in my own way. So as soon as I buy my guitar, I'm gonna just sit here. I want to start my stream pretty much early in the morning, and before starting whatever I'm doing right now, I'm gonna just learn music one more time. Sit in here. And not really doing a lot of collaboration with the chat, but I'm gonna just start learning. So you're gonna see me, if you'll be there, you're gonna see me just studying for 4 hours and practicing music, and then I'm gonna start composing, real live, like here. You can see all the process and everything, and I want to start recording. And when it's gonna be all ready, I'm going to just keep it very short and simple, and a guitar and myself, that's all. And then the orchestral version going to be there for later, that if I ever get my hands on money or somebody that actually could support me, I'll go and do the orchestral version of my songs. And because I learned how to work with camera and doing editing and color grading and all these different things about music production and music video production, I mean, I'm gonna just do the music video for them, and this channel is gonna have a different experience. Like I'm gonna have my albums, and if I was gonna be so lucky, people gonna notice it, and who knows what's gonna happen next, right? 5 years from now, 10 years from now, who knows? But now I'm gonna do it. Like I have my motivations. I was demotivated long ago, but they're back. Yeah, let's see what's gonna happen. So, yeah. First, I need to know, what does this thing mean here? Google Translate. Daechwita. And what does it mean in my language? Okay, it doesn't mean anything. What is it? It means good luck, huh? Daechwita's representation of SUGA's constant battle against himself, and how the desire to achieve his dreams have given him courage. Okay. Alright. Traditional marching music played at the king's arrival. You're right. You're right. Oh, the good... Alright, alright. Alright, good luck is your wish towards me. Alright. Okay. I thought Daechwita means good luck. Alright, no problem. Maybe I cannot make a music video like this because I'm gonna be all by myself. But I want to do some good things. So, future is waiting. Look at the place.
Yeah. 정말 조심해 왕된 놈 미쳐버린 범광의 flow 개체 출신의 영대 몸 그게 내가 곧 사는 법 미의 걱정은 말라고 나도 잃을 것만 탔고 과거 뒤뒤에 가 누구 내가 챙겨다 잡수고 말하듯이 네가 계란이 범으로 태어났지 적어도 너처럼 약하진 않지 촉박되는 강제롱 단지 속가 존나게 어이없지 싹 다 죽여 난 예의 없이 새끼 그래 너 예외 없이 flexing 난 없지 필요 다 없지 Who's the king, who's the boss 다 알잖아 내 이름 이만 산 새끼들 당장 놈의 목을 쳐 자 울려라 대신 자 울려라 대신 자 울려라 대신 자 울려라 대신 한강해 먹고 곧바로 난 전 새끼로 날아 나를 타기엔 이 나라 아직 여전히 작아 누가 시간은 그 미래 내 시간은 더 비싼 듯 같은 빅 새끼도 명성의 아침을 꽉 뺐 꺾인 적이 없는 맥주 우리 박수역 비리며 춤 참 감사해 내가 천천히 메꾸서 그런 이유로 약간 발단에 애잔하게 끝이 없는 재능이 없는 거지 뭐 원하는 건 모두 가졌지 이제는 물더 가져야만 만족이 될지 내가 원했던 건 너 담은 돈 담은 걸 이 다음은 도대체 뭐지 그 다음은 그래 뭘 관심이 느껴지는 현타 위가 없는 현상 위험보다 난 이젠 강하리만 보다가 이대로 척추하고 I'm a king I'm a boss 새겨놓아 내 이름 이만 산 새끼들 당장 놈의 줘 I'm a king I'm a boss 다 알잖아 내 이름 이만 산 새끼들 당장 놈의 먹을 줘
Cool. What do we have here? There's the making film in the playlist. Yes, we have it here. Okay. The world was not the same after this dropped. Okay. Let's see what DK TV has to say. We have 2 explanation videos today.
SUGA has delivered another hard-hitting mixtape titled D2. The first August D album, released in 2016, focused on the tough time SUGA faced when he was a teenager. SUGA's at a very different place now. He's much older and he's much more successful. And this album focuses on the changes of his feelings after becoming one of music's biggest superstars. It's a very honest album, and my personal favorite off of this is the title track, Daechwita. It's an ultimate flex track slash warning slash reminder with tons of historical references, so let's take a look into it.
Yeah.
Daechwita is Korean traditional marching music that was played when kings or royalty were moving about or important guests would visit, as well as when army would be marching. There are two main characters in this music video, a King SUGA and a bottom class SUGA. We can see that the King SUGA is a tyrant. He has everyone kneeling down with the faces down in the ground. And he beheads people who have complaints in this scene. You can see the Shinmungo here. People in the Joseon dynasty would hit this drum if they had something that they've been wronged. They'd hit this drum and the king or someone up in the hierarchy would come and sort out their problems. Except here, King SUGA is killing the people who have such complaints and issues. But the bottom class SUGA, with the help of BTS and army represented by the 6 other men and a woman in the scene, starts a coup. He drives up a car with the men representing BTS and also a cute painting of Bang PD. By the way, this painting has its origins in a Jungkook drawing of Bang PD. It's pretty funny. The King SUGA sees this and gives a thumbs down and captures the bottom class SUGA. The King SUGA wants to kill him and does this graceful sword dance, which apparently SUGA learned in 2 days. Meanwhile, bottom class SUGA, blindfolded and tied down, starts headbanging, singing Daechwita. Remember how I told you that Daechwita was played when kings were about, or when the army would be marching? The bottom class SUGA singing this is an announcement that he is actually the real king. He feels like he's the king. The people under the king, the very ones that were kneeling to him in the beginning, are now joining SUGA, headbanging with him. This Daechwita is also for them. These kneeling people are armies marching together with the bottom class SUGA. At the end, the executioner who was supposed to take down the bottom class SUGA actually frees him and gives him a gun. Bottom class SUGA grabs this and shoots the king. I think the MV and the song is a metaphor for BTS and ARMY taking down the existing system and the ruling forces of the industry. The King SUGA represents the system, the existing system, the few powerful companies that had control over the industry before BTS came to the scene. Bottom class SUGA is SUGA himself in a small company with basically nothing, as if he was born into a bottom class, and winning the people over, eventually taking down the king with BTS and armies. I think SUGA picked the perfect motif to convey his message. And if you look at the historical references, you'll be more amazed at how clever this all is. Well, this single verse has a lot to unpack, but let's just start with this line. The Joseon dynasty, which is most likely where this song is set in, had a strict class system where there was a heavy discrimination based on which class you were born into. Slaves were not even considered human. They would be traded in cases their owners didn't have enough money, and they were thought of more as just things. Think about the mistreatment that BTS received earlier on in their careers. They faced heavy discrimination due to them being from a small company, and they were mistreated. So it's easy to understand why SUGA called himself a slave here. Slaves in Joseon were almost completely blocked off from advancing to higher classes, so for a slave to become a king is basically impossible, but Suga's saying he made it happen. The following line is a reference to Kwanghae-gun, the king of Joseon dynasty in the 17th century. He developed paranoia while in power and notoriously became violent and reckless, hence the line, Berserk Tiger, Kwanghae flow. But I think there are more reasons Suga referenced Kwanghae in the lyrics, especially if you consider what his life was like. Kwanghae-gun had a very roller coaster of a life. Originally, he was a war hero, defending Joseon against the Japanese invasion of 1592, one of the biggest wars in Korean history. His father, who was then king, had fled when the war broke out, and the 18-year-old Prince Kwanghae led Joseon troops in the battlefield. Rarely at this time did kings or to-be kings go out into the battlefield themselves. So Kwanghae, fighting with the people, won their hearts over, and there were movements to throne him as the king instead of his father. The father felt threatened by this, so he made a lot of political efforts to stop Kwanghae from gaining influence. Eventually, Kwanghae became stuck between two large political powers, and this struggle eventually made Kwanghae go paranoid and become violent and reckless. Ultimately, he was dethroned after a coup. I think Suga somewhat relates to Kwanghae as he himself had been through a tough adolescence, having to go out into the battlefield at an early age, just like Kwanghae did. He was an idol with no money, from a small company stuck in an industry dominated by big corporations. When Suga started winning battles and gaining power, he must felt a lot of efforts from the existing big powers to keep him away from the throne, like what Kwanghae experienced from his father when the people wanted him to become the king. Suga mentions putting his past in the rice chest. For many Koreans, the word Twiju, or rice chest, is strongly connected to the tragic story of Sadoseja, which involves him dying in a rice chest. Sadoseja was the son of then King Yeongjo, and his father was extremely harsh on him, humiliating him and scolding him in front of others at a very early age. This became so severe that Sadoseja attempted to commit suicide a few times, but even then, he was treated terribly. He developed what modern doctors diagnose as bipolar disorder and began acting very violently. Eventually, the king ended up hating Sadoseja so much that he orders Sadoseja to go into a rice chest. Sadoseja went in, and he was stuck inside for 8 days and eventually starved to death. Sadoseja had a troubled life, filled with being humiliated and mistreated, and mental health issues just not being understood. Suga has been pretty open about his mental health issues he had when he was growing up, and I think he relates to Sadoseja. He sees himself in him. He says he's putting his past in the rice chest. It's a declaration that he's putting the old troubled Yoongi, the Sadoseja Yoongi, behind and looking at what's ahead of him. In the second verse, Suga focuses more on how he's now on the throne and he's better than everybody else. Suga directly name drops Bang PD and also takes a shot at other artists who do drugs thinking that they write better music while they're high. I won't name any names here, but I'm sure you can think of an artist or a few artists for that matter that will be at the butt end of this. Some in bigger companies, in fact.
Ooh, boy!
The diss aside, this line is also a glimpse into Bang PD's relationship with BTS. In a typical company, it'd be extremely difficult to even mention the name of your boss this openly without putting the honorifics Nim, especially considering how much a veteran and how much older Bang PD is compared to BTS. However, Suga name drops Bang PD as if he was his friend. We can sense that there is a very close bond and assume that Bang PD is very democratic with BTS. The fact that Suga is talking of Bang PD so casually is a flex of its own to others, as it's a sign that BTS has become so big and valuable to the company that he's at level with Bang PD. Now this is an interesting bit. Here Suga uses the Korean word 현타. Hentai is an interesting Korean slang that is used all around the internet. Directly translated as wise man's time, it is a word to describe the feeling you get right after you've ejaculated, yes, ejaculated, and you feel no more sexual urges and you have a moment of clarity in your brain. You feel still, present, and sometimes disappointed that the short moment of satisfaction was all you got and you worked so hard for it. This slang originated from Japan, but it has become a staple in Korean everyday language, and it is widely used in everyday life outside of sexual situations. Usually in situations when you finally got what you dearly wanted and you wonder, that was it? SUGA's saying he's feeling extreme hyunta because he has it all. He has money, he has clothes, he has everything he ever wanted, and there's nothing, no one above him. While this could be considered a small cry for help, I think within the context of this song, it's more of a hard flex. He's saying, others can only dream of what I have, but now I got everything and I feel bored and disappointed. But you won't know how I feel because you never had any of this. BTS has been on the top for the past few years, absolutely dominating, with a level of popularity that has never been seen in K-pop before. They're so dominant that it's sometimes easy to forget that they too had humble beginnings. In fact, more humble than most top artists out now today. They had to fight their way through discrimination, mistreatment, and humiliation. Daechwita is a reminder that this was where they started, and they took that system down. And it's also a warning that they had the resilience and the force to go through all of this, to go from slave to king. If you want us to make more videos like this, supporting us on patreon.com/DKDKTV helps us a lot. These explain videos get copyright claimed, thus we make no money off of them, 0 cents. So please consider supporting us on patreon.com/DKDKTV. For just a cup of coffee a month, you can get exclusive content and also help us continue.
All right, that was good. Without any teaser or announcement, charted in Billboard Top 100. Very cool. Did you like the song? Well, you know, SUGA's taste is very different from mine. My taste is much more closer to RM. Like, I like what RM does. SUGA's music is really intense. And like, I'm a really fan of RM, to be honest. I did like it. It was good. Like, everything was very standard in there. The lyric, and if I were Korean, maybe I could relate more. But I don't want to fake it. When RM's single were out there, I was just like, dude. Indigo was perfect. Indigo was a masterpiece at some level. I liked it very much. The way he organized everything, the way he prepared everything. But when it comes to SUGA, things are much more, you know, different. It's just different. Not that I don't like it, but if I want to say, did I like it with 100% of myself? No, I didn't do that. I cannot enjoy it the way that I enjoy RM's music. I think, to me personally, RM is a better producer. Not theoretically, not technically. Personally, I think he's a better producer. I like his taste. Like, there's some food that I don't like, and people make it in a very good way, but I cannot relate, you know. No, I mean, no, in general, I know SUGA's, you know, taste. Like, I know how he's making it. Like, the way he makes music is not the way that I like to do it. You know, I'm just like, when you're getting into deeper composition stuff, you will understand people's personal preference, like people's taste of music, like the way it goes around, like, because I mean, like, that single difference in our personality changed the whole thing. Like, if I was a little bit different, I would have just loved that track. But to some extent, I just enjoy it. I just enjoy the content. That's all. I listened to it once. Now I listen to the explanation, And I really like the way that he puts all those concepts together. It's very conceptual, and I really like it because of the song being conceptual. But in general, am I going to listen to this one or, you know, or Indigo? Well, it's Indigo, yes. Bookish Theories relates lyric to Jung's interview and his other work. That's why I included. All right, we can actually go and watch that as well. No problem. Yes, RM music is daily listen for me. To Jung's needs a certain mood for me to listen. Yeah, can't wait for Jung's album. So I'm so curious to see what he has in store for us. Yeah. What RM thinks are okay. Yeah, that's very nice. That's actually the difference between our taste of music. Well, like we kind of like born with that taste. Believe it or not, it's not something that we can gain. It's like the moment we hear something. Okay, let me just tell you the whole story behind the neuroscience. Like there's a part in our brain that we whenever we watch something or we hear some music, that part is going to activate and it's going to give us the alarm that, dude, you like this piece of art. Okay, person to person, that's different. Our definition of art is different when it comes to that particular department in our brain. All right, so I see this music video and that part does not activate as much as the time that I watch RM. Like with RM, it's just like boom. It's just doing this. It's just, this is art. In your opinion, this is art. And I'm just like, yes, I'm enjoying it. All right. So, but maybe it's not going to be there for old people. Like, there's a difference. I like to show you this. See? Two different painters. They're super famous. Okay, super famous. People may adore Van Gogh. Like they love him to death. And this is kind of like everywhere. This painting. People have it on their phone, on their walls, on their picture profile. Only and only because they feel closer to Van Gogh than Dali. This is my favorite surrealist painter of all time, Salvador Dali. Why I like him? Because his personality is much more closer to me than Van Gogh. Dali had introverted thinking and Van Gogh has introverted feeling. So that's the difference between Dali and Van Gogh. So I may sit and watch this painting and think about every single thing in there for hours and hours. I did it before and I enjoyed it. But when I just see Van Gogh, I'm just like, okay. I don't understand it, but there are a lot of depth in there, which only I don't understand. Only because of my personality. The contrast in Jun and Yoon's work just amazed me. That's why I like to listen and read to them side by side. Yes. Yeah, sure. You lean more towards Jungi only because of your cognitive functions, which is totally understandable. That's the difference between the taste. Both of them were good. I mean, like, I'm telling you, theoretically, it's just fantastic. It's just good. Everything is in there. The harmony, the arrangement, the melodies. It's just well-written song. But when it comes to taste, not mine, you know. I guess I win because I love any kind of music and can relate a lot of them based on a message and not just vibe of the music. Yeah, you're a different breed. You're the lyric lover breed. I ain't like you. I'm not. I can't relate to lyric at all. Like for me, it's all music. Yeah, good for you, by the way. I mean, that's really nice that you can actually enjoy both of them. With Namjoon, my mind works more than my heart. Yeah, definitely. For Yoongi, it's vice versa. But they both touch both my mind and heart. That's very nice. Alright, let's continue watching this explanation video, and after this we're gonna have a little break.
Hello and welcome back to Bookish Theories. In today's video I would like to talk about SUGA Daechwita, focusing on a little breakdown and analysis of both the lyrics and the visual masterpiece they passed as a music video. Daechwita is a song that, much like the mixtape as a whole, reflects on Yoongi, SUGA and SUGA's current mindset and successes, as well as his artistic growth from 2016 to present day. The title of the song literally translates into great blowing and hitting, and it refers to a specific genre of traditional Korean military music which involves wind and percussion instruments. This musical genre is usually performed by the army while marching in parade for the king. So you know what you have to do the next time that you listen to this song. But in the instrumentals, these traditional sounds are mixed together with modern sounds that belong to both hip-hop and trap. And as it turns out, this fusion of tradition and modernity is also reflected in the music video, which shows us an epic confrontation between the ruthless King Min and the gang boss August D. At the beginning, the video opens with King Yoongi sitting on his phoenix throne and then proceeding to admire the decapitated bodies of his enemies laid out in the courtyard. Now, if you are a fan of K-dramas, you probably recognize the palace here, because the video was shot at Daejagun Park, a very popular filming location that was featured in a lot of historical dramas throughout the years. The styling for this setting was inspired by a mix of several Korean periods, but one of the major influences was definitely the Joseon dynasty, which, as we'll see in a second, is a major inspiration for the entire plot of the video. After being introduced to the king, the narrative then moves from the palace to the market, where we see a cameo of Jin and Jungkook picking a fight with each other, and we meet the character of the boss, which is the source of the king's future downfall and the leader of the coup that will take place later on. Right off the bat, the difference between these two characters is pretty evident. One is a king, the other a commoner. The first fights for himself, the second fights for the people. But what makes it even better is the way both the song and the video deal with the contrast between past and present. You see, in the lyrics, August D introduces himself as a king born as a slave. Now he wears a crown and flies on private jets, but this doesn't mean that he forgot where he came from, because as a matter of fact, he really didn't. He was born in a ditch but rose up to be a dragon, and he still remembers the days that led him to this point, which is the reason why he lives the way that he does and knows that he has quite a lot to lose. Now, judging by the lyrics alone, you would think that King Yoongi represents his present while August D is a symbol of his past. But in the video, the king is associated with tradition while the boss is driving a car in the middle of the palace. And this is important because, much like the scar on his face suggests, this contradiction implies that Yoongi is both of these people at the same time. On the one hand, he is a ruthless king to his enemies, who challenges the norm and is feared because of that. But on the other, he is still the voice of the people, the boss of a movement that is meant to break tradition with a modern perspective that represents those that support him. In both the song and the music video, this duality is also conveyed with a lot of cultural and historical references. The line "born as a slave but now a king," for instance, is a direct reference to the movie Masquerade, which is a period drama about King Gwanghae, who finds a double among the common people in order to protect himself from the constant threat of assassination. The events that we see in the video seem to be heavily inspired by the movie, but as it turns out, the references to this king go a lot deeper than that, because in the lyrics, August D compares his flow to the mad tiger Gwanghae. You see, Gwanghae was the 15th king of the Joseon dynasty, and even if modern scholars have been redeeming his name by praising his wisdom and strength, throughout history he was known to be a very violent and ruthless tyrant. Since he was the son of a concubine, Gwanghae was not the original successor to the throne, but because of his leadership skills and political abilities, he was appointed as crown prince and later on as the official successor instead of his older legitimate brother. Despite he defended his country even after the king ran away, his reputation during his rule was heavily affected by rumors that historians are now considering mostly false. And much like what we see in the video, his reign ended with a coup that happened overnight. Now, even judging by this little summary I just gave you, it's easy to see why Yoongi chose this character in the first place. Much like him, Gwangaeum was not meant to be king but became one because of his talents. His reputation was consistently tainted by his enemies, and even if he defended his country, he was considered a tyrant that didn't deserve recognition. In the video, August D is now playing the tyrant that his haters make him out to be. They wanted a mad king and now they got it, and he's not messing around this time because he's coming straight for their heads. Even if they call him a pup, he's nothing like them, and he doesn't even need to flex to prove it because his enemy's pathetic behavior speaks for itself. This is because, much like he anticipated back in Give It To Me, he cannot live like a dog because he was born as a tiger. Now, the tiger is a very important symbol here because in Korean culture it is an animal that represents courage and pride while still conveying a sense of superiority that inspires fear and respect. The tiger is a noble animal that has nothing to share with the dogs that bark for attention. They're just below him, so without any hesitation he just kills them all. What's interesting here is that Yoongi is not saying that his success made him a tiger, but that he was born as a tiger, meaning that in comparison to his enemies, he is not superior because he's famous, he is superior because that's the way that it is. Now he may be king and he might be a dragon, but he was always a tiger, so while he shoves his past in a rice chest, he knows that he's standing on what it is. Now, these lines here are very interesting because the rice chest is a reference to the story of Crown Prince Sado of the Joseon dynasty, who was executed by his own father and died of starvation inside of a rice chest. According to the story, Sado was put to death because he tried to kill the son of an official. But since according to the law the body of a royal could not be defiled, the king had to get creative and find a way to kill his son while keeping his body intact. The solution that he found was to tie him with a rope and seal him inside of a rice chest for 7 days. And even if this sounds like a horrible act, this method of execution actually spared the life of the prince's family and saved his legacy. Now, the fact that Yoongi is a king and is choosing to seal his past in a rice chest
the narrator
implies
was
that he's
happy
finding an
because
alternative way to deal with the struggles that doesn't involve a complete erasure. He knows that the past made him the person he is today, and he knows that he needs to acknowledge that in order to maintain his roles. But he's choosing to deal with his struggles privately, saving what needs to be saved and killing what needs to be killed. To a certain extent, we can say that this idea is also loosely portrayed in the video itself, because much like Prince Sado, August D is taken prisoner and tied with a rope. Now, August D here is the boss of the story, the man of the people and the past that is reclaiming his place in the present. He is the one who was there since day one and the part of him that people can relate to the most, because all the clothes, the money and the goals the king has in the present are the result of the dreams that the boss had in the past. It's thanks to him and his 6 gang members that revenues go up and Bank PD dances in his studio. He is a genius that became a king because he realized that time is more valuable than money. But to his people, he's not a tyrant that lost touch with reality. He is a guide that can lead them to revolution. This idea is perfectly conveyed in the video because when August D is about to be killed, the executioner himself is the one who sets him free. Now, this part is very interesting because this scene was actually foreshadowed since the very beginning. If you look closely, the 2 executioners that we see in this scene right here are played by the same actors that play the butchers at the market. And this is not a coincidence because, as a matter of fact, they are the very same people. You see, these characters are a close reference to the Baekjang, who were the untouchables of Korean society and were forced to be butchers and executioners because they were activities that were deemed despicable by society as a whole. Now, the fact that August D is being helped by one of the untouchables implies that his message is able to resonate with people that come from all walks of life. No matter who you are or where you come from, no matter how much people hate you or disrespect you, Augusti will be your voice and he will be your fighter. But once again, this reference goes even deeper than that, because if you look closely, Yoongi is wearing a necklace that looks exactly like the mask that is used to represent the Baekjeong in theater. This implies that not only he leads the untouchables, but that he identifies himself with them, meaning that even after all he has accomplished, he is still the untouchable of the system that he rules and that still wants to destroy him. If in Interlude Shadow he wanted to be king, and in Tony Montana he felt like Scarface, now he is the king and he is the boss. But people still come for his neck no matter what he does. This, however, does not change the fact that he is at the top. But this kind of power also implies a reality check, because by realizing that he cannot get any higher, Yoongi also accepts the fact that now it's time to look down and put his feet on the ground. Now, these lines here are very similar to the lyrics that we can find in Interlude Shadow, Black Swan, and on. And to a certain extent, this implies that the final confrontation between the king and the boss can be compared to the confrontation between the persona and the shadow. You see, for Yoongi not to become the tyrant that people make him out to be, he needs to stand his ground and look at himself in the face. Even if he's the king and he is the boss, he also understands that there is a limit to his greed, and in order not to overstep it, he has to kill the tyrant by wearing the mask of the untouchable. In a way, this is the part of him that the king might have hidden inside the rice chest. That side, that is, that represents the essence of his artistry and that is meant to give a voice to the voiceless. When you are at the top, it's easy to forget why you started in the first place, but Yoongi is not allowing himself to forget. So at the end of the video, Augusti shoots the tyrant by using an army revolver. This implies not only that you are the greatest weapon he has against his enemies, but also that you are the medium through which he keeps himself in check. You destroy his haters and you keep him grounded in reality. So next time you feel bad about yourself, stream D2 and give yourself a break. So that's it from me today.
Good, very nice. It's very nice. But actually, people put the time and, do this analysis. They're precious. Giving more meanings to the whole music video, which is very nice. Okay, guys, it's 13:15 my time. See you in no time. Take care, right? You're gonna have a lo-fi music as well. Oh, I think my food is kind of like ready, and we didn't finish yesterday's playlist. Yesterday's playlist was kind of like different. It was different. I did it all myself. Like it was... Where should I sit? Okay, I do not need to change where I sit. I just need to change this. Then it's gonna be okay. So yeah, it was manually happening. So we were doing something yesterday. Where's my charger? Just... Alright, found my charger. Okay. My phone gonna be okay. All right. Okay. How long does it take Cyrus to come back? I'm here. Not a lot. That's all I know. It doesn't really take that much. All right, now I feel better. It always takes around 15 minutes. Not longer than that, to be honest. All right. Music video, shoot a sketch. BTS memories. All right, let's go. So this is gonna be music video shoot sketch. You ready, guys? Yeah, okay. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh.
Now you can clearly see the difference between cinematic cameras and normal cameras, like the simple, DSLR or mirrorless cameras that they're using to capture these videos. So it actually, it should be 24 frame per second as well. So it's kind of like okay, or it's 30. I don't know if you know these things, but otherwise you can see the difference between the quality that we actually have in music video. That is a 16-bit picture, so good quality. But we are here. We only have 8-bit pictures, which is so normal. That's the difference that actually can those cameras make, to bring a lot of dramatic movements and motions into the picture. And without them, even if you have a masterpiece, it would not really look that cool, okay? But when you have those tools, you can make a lot of good things. Like that's how Hollywood is actually selling their movies. They're using very, very, very advanced and powerful equipments. Unbelievable. For a very stupid story, and still they sell because it's good quality, because it's beautiful. I was cooking. I used a bit of chili sauce, and I don't know how it went into my mouth, and it was on my throat, and I couldn't even talk because it started burning. All right. So yeah, the difference we have here is this shot taken by a very simple mirrorless camera, maybe a Sony camera or a Canon one. But the ones that they shoot their music video with, it's powerful cinematic cameras and using cinematic lenses, which I love very much.
제 이제 믹스테이프 D2 타이틀 데치타.
It's Ari Alexa, apparently one of the best cinematic cameras out there. Yeah.
4년 전 그 어거스트 D 걔는 그 왕이 됐고 돌아영 어거스트 D가 대립을 하는. D2 타이틀 디지털은요, 뭐 막 가사적인 부분보다는 되게 청각적인 재미에 좀 더 치중이 돼 있는 거라 이 시각적인 거랑 청각적인 거에만 집중을 해주시면 좋을 것 같아요. 되게 재밌을 것 같아서 이걸 타이틀로 한 거라. 지금 오늘 마지막 씬인데요. 저 원형 감옥에 이제 묶여가지고 랩을 하는 씬인데 지금 해가 안 져가지고.
네, 좋습니다.
Yeah, I know they were in there.
이틀차 시작했습니다. 시작했는데 훅 하나가 벌써 끝났네요. 오늘 순조롭게 진행될 것 같아요.
출연자요.
먼저 출연자로.
Look at them.
지금 저희는 배우 김석진이랑 배우 정우입니다.
연기가 이렇게 한 번만 나와달라고 막 한 번만 와달라고 이래가지고.
같은 출신의 영대몸 그게 내가 곧 사는 법 위에 걱정은 말라고 나도 잃을 것만 타고 과거 뒤뒤에가 누구 내가 챙겨다 잡수고 말이 안 되지 네가 계란이 범으로 태어났지 적어도 너처럼 약하진 않지 촉박되는 강제롱 잔치 속가 존나게 어이없지
뭔가 멋있네. 눈에 왜 띄었어요? 야 어저께 더 멋있어. 두 명이 잘 나와야지 끝이 나. 어거스트 DC의 이 대치타.
맞아 뮤비 잘 나올 것 같아. 뮤비 진짜 열심히 찍고 있어.
잘 나왔으면 좋겠습니다. 응원하겠습니다. 어거스트 D 화이팅! 방탄소년단 화이팅!
넥타이. 백성 무사이고요. 저기 보면 넝마들이 있어요. 랩할 때 신하들을 밟고 다니는. 칼춤이 있는 걸 안뒤 브리나케 이틀 전에 배워가지고 배웁니다. 아 이거 뭐 물집도 잡히고 그랬어요?
내가 천천히 맺고서 그런 이유로 약간 빨간에 애잔하게 끝이 없네 재능이 없는 거지 뭐 원하는 건 모두 가졌지 이제는 물려 가져야만 만족이 될지 내가 원했던 건 너 때문에
왕을 주의로 왔습니다.
그래 뭘 관심이 느껴지는 현타 위가 없는 현상 위험보다 난 이젠 강하리 맘보다 이대로 착취하고 I'm a king I'm a boss 새겨놔 내 이름 이만 산 새기려 약한 놈의 줄
그 후축간에서 왜 그 사람과 눈을 마주쳤는지 뮤비를 보시면 아시겠죠. 후축간의 그 분들이 여기 망나니 역할을 하고 있어요. 왕을 몰아내고자 합의를 한 거지.
아 수고했어.
D2 대시다. 잘 끝났는데 너무 재밌는 촬영이었습니다. 이게 진짜 좀 기대돼요. 어거스트 D2 많이 사랑해주세요. 대치타도 많이 사랑해주세요. 안녕.
I was always thinking that these people who are doing explanation videos, I mean, it's like they do a lot of good things because they have to think through all that little details. But apparently, like, BTS always share the detail. All you need to do is to collect enough information, so they're not actually guessing. I thought they were guessing. I thought they're just guessing what's going on. But apparently, they're not guessing. They're just collecting information, which is fine. But I wanted to say that I was thinking that they were doing it all by themselves. Okay, what do we have here? The other making film is the extended version only in DVD. This one was on their channel. Okay. Yeah. Okay, no, mostly they say it with facts. Yes, of course. Yes, of course, it needs a lot of effort, but I was thinking that they're sharing all that information without knowing what is going on. But apparently, SUGA is sharing a lot of facts himself. Like when they're sharing, you'll understand. Oh, that's why. So they're sharing it after they explain everything. Just right amount to direction what army should look for. Yes, of course, exactly. I mean, like, if there's no explanation from themselves, maybe you won't understand things in that deep level, you know. But with them telling you the stories, they kind of like make it more possible to get what is going on here. So I want to watch this one, and then we go back and watch BTS Memories. I really like to see the Sprax as well.
성칼이에요. 그래서 항상 자기한테 암더 킹, 암더 보스 때딱 이렇게 자세 잡으시면서 이게 칼이 이렇게 올라오시다가 나를 이렇게 이렇게 올라오다가 살짝 돌려서 여기서 샤 이렇게 칼 뒤를 싹 빼주면 돼요. 후, 하, 이렇게 올라왔다가 돌려서 타, 암더 보스. 그래서 얘는 쫙 펴주시고 그래서 한 다음에 자 불러면 내 이름 그죠? 그래서 하나 둘셋넷 저거 랩하다가 그래서 슬슬 I'm the king I'm 뭐고 아닌데 이렇게 그죠? 그래서 왼발 나가시면서 그래서 싹 하신 다음에 자 한번 들어볼게요. 그래서 안 멈추시는데? 안 돼, 이게 아마 처음 하시면 이거 계속 내가 이거 배는 느낌이 아니라 휘둘러 이렇게 옆날로 이렇게 휘두른다고. 멈춰야 되니까 뭐 킹 같은 거 보니까 막 화나서 촥 이렇게 멈춰야 돼. 이렇게 배고 이런 거 계속 하고 있어야 될 것 같아. 또 익숙해지셔야 돼요. 이 칼을 처음 받아가지고 대각선 올라와서 위에서 돌려서 싹 그죠.
이렇게 잡아야지 돌아가더라고.
짧게 잡아야지. 네네 목을 잡 후 둘 셋 이거지? 이게 콘치상으로 되게 짧아요 보면은. 이거는 거의 이거를 베이스로 가지고 가서 또 멋있는 거 있으면 막 몇 개 하고 이런 식으로. 요래 뜨는 느낌 아니고 그냥 했을 때 그냥 이 정도? 오케이. 그냥 I'm the king, I'm the boss, 짜다라라라라라. 여기서 싹 그죠. 돌리는 것만 확실히 딱 멋있게 하면 사실 후 그죠. 자 하고 배고 그죠. 그때는 좀 더 오른쪽으로 가 있어야 할 거예요. 얘 좀 더 빨리 들어가야 되고요. 지금 딱 하나 보이는 거는 이 앞에 우리 준비할 때 여기 좀 더 앞에서 들어와야 돼요. 좀 많이 얻었어요 제가.
네, 이번 대치타 여러분들 뭘 좋아하실지 몰라서 다 넣어봤습니다. 재밌게 봐주셨으면 좋겠어요. 재밌을 거예요, 뮤비들 재밌을 거예요.
All right. It was just interesting to watch.
Yeah.
What are the differences? Why do we have both of them here? Oh, it's kind of like a complete version of the whole story, right? More behind the scenes is kind of like unnecessary, to be honest. We just get the idea, and more of the scenes in here are gonna be... Actually, I can't go with explanation because my brain can't get it. More info as well. So okay.
오늘 제 이제 믹스테이프 D2 타이틀 데시타 이제 왕 역할이에요. 이제 미쳐버린 왕 역할을 잘 이제 그 4년 전 그 어거스트 걔는 그 왕이 됐고 다른 어거스트 대립을 하는 그런 비유입니다. 그래서 저는 금발이고요. 다른 친구는 흑발입니다. 재밌어요. 교차하는 것도 되게 재밌고 되게 이질적이잖아요. 이 사스찬이 이 금발이라는 게 스니커즈 되게 왔다 갔다 해요 시대를. 재밌어요. 짤 때도 이제 되게 하고 싶은 것들 이렇게 다 감독님이랑 정리하면서 같이 짰는데 이 정도 춤 같은 느낌을 해야 되나? 이 진짜 그림 같아요? 네 맞아요.
살짝 들고 이렇게 해야 되나? 안 들어가요.
말이 안 되지, 네가 계란이, 범으로 태어났지. 적어도 너처럼 약하진 않지. 촉박되는 강제롱 잔치.
지금 약간 반군 같은 이미지, 반란군 같은 미쳐버린 양을 제거하기 위한 그런 거죠. 동일 인물이에요. 과거의 나라, 현재의 나라라서. 이거 써줘야 돼. 아, 그치. 고맙다.
내가 천천히 맥주 그런 이유로 약간 발단에 애단하게 끝이 없는 재능이 없는 거지 뭐.
네, 지금 오늘 마지막 씬인데요. 저 원형 감옥에 이제 묶여가지고 랩을 하는 씬인데 지금 해가 안 져가지고 수십 분, 수십 분 아니까 2시간째 기다리고 있어요.
하늘이 빨리 어두워지는.
원하는 건 모두 가졌지. 이제는 물려가져야만 만족이 될지. 내가 원했던 건 너 때문 돈 남은 걸걸. 이 다음은 도대체 뭐지? 그 다음은 그래 뭘 관심이 느껴지는 현타위가 없는 현상 위험보다 난 이젠 강하게 맘보다가 이대로 축제하고파. I'm a king, I'm a boss. 새겨놓아 내 이름 이만 산 새기려 약한 놈의 줄.
네, 좋습니다.
첫날 촬영 끝났습니다. 내일 뵙도록 하겠습니다. 이틀차 시작했습니다. 시작했는데 훅 하나가 벌써 끝났네요. 한 30분 만에. 그래가지고 오늘 심조롭게 진행해봤습니다. 그래도 오늘 더 잘 나온다고 하니까 믿고 가겠습니다. 신고 했던 거네. 야 신발끈 여기서 나왔네. 그 조상들의 지혜가.
거지가 무슨 라면 먹으면 안 된다.
이거 먹는 거 아니야?
넌난 낚시꾼이랑 먹어도
이게 지금 비가 와가지고 잘못 뛸 수 있어.
생각 빨리 붙었네.
괜찮은 것 같아.
오비 가자.
이거 한 번밖에 없네.
한 번 더.
약간 락하는 사람 같잖아요. 약간 옛날 비주얼 락하는 사람. 칼춤 추는 장면인데요. 이런 게 있는지 몰랐는데 핑크 받아보고 칼춤이 있는 걸 안 뒤 불이나게 이틀 전에 배워가지고 배웁니다. 아 이거 뭐 물집도 잡히고 그랬어요.
땅에 발대고 막 이렇게 들어가는데 이거 좀 펄럭펄럭거리거든요. 네, 그런 느낌으로 하다가 넘어가서 돌리고 점프 뛰고.
나는 나 날아가는 거야.
I'm a king, I'm a boss, 새겨놓아 내 이름 이만 산새기려 당장 놈에 줘 I'm a king, I'm a boss, 다 알잖아 내 이름 이만 산새기려 당장 놈에 먹여줘 I'm a king, I'm a boss, 다 알잖아 내 이름 이만 산새기려 당장 놈에 먹여줘
이 지겨운 가마를 벗을 수가 있겠구만.
수고했어.
이렇게 D2 됐다.
우리 인서트 하나만 있자.
끝났는데 너무 재밌는 촬영이었습니다. 수주 좀 기대돼요. 얼마나 잘 나올지. 네, 제가 영화처럼 잘 나온 것 같아서 기대됩니다. D2 많이 사랑해주세요. 대치타도 많이 사랑해주세요.
Cool. In 2 days they could achieve such a look and everything, which is very nice. Okay, the next song gonna be What Do You Think?
어떻게 생각해? 어떻게 생각해? 어떻게 생각해? 어떻게 생각해? 어떻게 생각해? 어떻게 생각해? 어떻게 생각하던지 난 미안한데 시발 저도 관심 없네 미안 저도 관심 없네 네 인생이 어중간한 것도 네가 망해서 똥통을 벗어나지도 못하는 것도 내 성공이 네 실패와 연관이 있다고 생각하다니 착각이 수준급이 근접도 개그감들이 쏘쏘 네가 족된 것은 네 탓이지 no no 이 노래 듣는 전국 들으면 개닥쳐서 절도 바꾸 없이 또 직진 난 전 세계 쏟아 굳이 하지 않아 나 flexing but 전 세계 쏟아 다 해먹어 하나씩 에이 우리가 여태 하나씩 밥풀이 붙었던 건 정도 신경 안 쓰니 알아서 떨어졌던 것처럼 다 싸그리고 fuck yourself 어떻게 생각해 어떻게 생각해 어떻게 생각해 어떻게 생각해 B보다 1B 어떻게 생각해 yeah 그 다음은 Grammy 어떻게 생각해 yeah 어떻게 생각하던지 나 미안한데 씨발 저도 관심 없는 어떻게 생각해 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 어떻게 생각하던지 내 미안한데 씨발 저도 관심 없는 내 통장에 0 10개들은 청춘을 담보로 한돈 I got a big house big ring 뭐든지 가져와봐 줄게 내 black card 미디어 혜택을 받은 새끼들은 나보다 방송을 많이 타고 돈 자랑하는 애 새끼들 벌어봤자 얼마나 벌었겠냐 싶어 그래 이제 돈 자랑들은 뭐 귀엽지 돈 버는 네 급쯤에서 나 아깝지 군대는 때 되면 알아서들 갈 테니까 우리 이름 팔아먹으면서 숟가락을 얹으려고 한 새끼들 싸가리라 닥치게 I don't know 이쯤 되면은 알 필요 없지 아이돌 음악이냐는 말들에는 저도 관심이 없지 마지막 선물이 되겠지만 이것 또한 너희들에게는 사치 높게 더 높게 쳐다도 못 본 많지 어떻게 생각해 어떻게 생각해
Okay. It's a simple question. We can listen to it again. Speaks about the age. Okay.
나이를 먹어가고 세상을 알아가는 그럼에도 세상을 모르는 게 더 약이었을까 불이 꺼진 방안과는 전혀 다른 야경을 바라보며 낮게 읊조린 말 점점 어른이 되나봐 기억이 안 나 내가 바란 것들은 무엇이었나 나 이제는 겁나 내 꿈의 파편들은 어디로 갔나 숨을 쉬는데 심장은 고장이 난 것 같은데 그래 이제 말이야 꿈을 지는 게 보기만 한 어른이 되는 게 Oh no 스물이 되면 바뀔 줄 알았지 졸업을 하면 바뀔 줄 알았지 그렇게 서른이면 그래서 나는 뭐가 바뀌었지 가끔씩 덜컥이 없이 눈물이 쏟아져 내가 바란 삶 내가 원한 삶 그저 그런 삶 어쨌든 이젠 상관없이 하루라도 막 걱정 없이 하루라도 막 고민 없이 사는 게 점점 어른이 되나봐 기억이 안 나 내가 바란 것들은 무엇이었나 나 이제는 겁나 내 꿈의 파편들은 어디로 갔나 숨을 쉬는데 심장은 고장이 난 것 같은데 그래 이제 말이야 꿈을 지는 게 보고기만 한 어른이 되는 게 어른이 되는데 Oh no
Okay. When you're an adult, you're bound by responsibility that it's hard to hold on our personal dreams. The way he sings it in the right place. Even if I don't understand when just listening, I can feel, I can understand. Okay. You can literally tell Yoongi's progression over the years in his songs from dealing with a lot of struggles in his life. Then his second mixtape, he experiences adulting as he gets older in finding his identity through music now. For his solo album, we'll see what he comes up with. I can wait on whatever message he's going to tell in his second solo debut album. Sometimes we can't get everything on first watch. After it is got built when the listener get the emotional, relatable with the lyric or even the music itself. 28 was his age at that time. Yeah, I know. So let me tell you something. So the problem with the world and everything that we actually experience now is that you think when you get older, you become an adult. which is a wrong assumption. Technically, you're never going to get adult by becoming 30. Technically, you're not about to becoming an adult when you become 40 or 50 or 60. Being an adult is something much more different from age. They're not really in the same category. That they're much more different. You can be a 20-year-old and you can become an adult, and you can be 80-year-old and you can still be a kid. So yes, maybe the world's responsibility is going to be on your shoulder when the ages rises, but you choose to take those responsibility or not. So as a matter of fact, don't fool yourself only because you aged. Like that's totally unrelatable. Like human being is not about to becoming an adult by aging, because aging is automatic. It happens even if you don't like it. Like just sit in your room, don't do anything. Years will pass and you become aged and you become old, and your hair is going to be white, your teeth are going to fall in. You're going to die one day only because of aging. But that doesn't necessarily mean if you just sit in your room and do nothing, after 20 years you become an adult. Okay, you just aged because it's biology. It happens by itself. Through the time, your body going to regenerate more cells, and those cells are going to just, make you aged because of biological process, which is not maybe fine to explain. But anyway, don't fool yourself with just a number. We made it ourselves. We made this number only to remind ourselves that, dude, time is running and you're going to die when the time comes. If there were no clock, if there were no calendar, we didn't know that 28 years passed, for instance, 29 years passed. That has nothing to do with the meaning of life. So that's what we made ourselves. But adulthood is something that comes within the life experience, within your consciousness. That is something much more different from what we build as numbers, mathematics, time, seasons, years. Those things we made it ourselves to remind ourselves that we're getting old. That's all. That we need some time frame. Maybe the very first guy who made calendar had some point here to tell you that life should have some organizing form. It should have a structure. That's all it has to say. But adultness is something different. So I'm not talking about the song. I'm talking about you, because you get the message from the song. Yoongi is telling you all these things, and I'm telling you the other side of the story, which, yes, maybe you become old, but you're never gonna become adult if you never try for it. Yoongi's song not necessarily came to me, but I appreciate a lot to him, and I appreciate he's a great producer. Yeah, of course, he's a great producer. And I'm telling you guys, like, adulthood is much more different from what world actually replies. So whatever age you are, whatever it is, if you think you're an adult, everything gonna be so easy to you. Everything. And if not everything is such easy thing to you and you're struggling, seems like we're still a kid, right? In some department, we're gonna still kid forever, and in some department, we're gonna grow, and everything gonna be much more easier. So don't worry about the age. It's something okay. It's gonna be there, and people always misunderstand the concept that, yeah, now I'm 26, I'm an adult. Now I'm 36, I'm an adult. Now I'm 46, I'm an adult. It's like, no, of course not. You're 46, but you're a kid. You're 56, you're a kid. You're just a kid. I don't know. You're just a kid because you act like one. You know, we know what is wise men in the stories. Those one with long white beard, just sitting somewhere telling wise stories, how to share experience in life. And we know what is kid, like people who are playing. So if you're 30 years old and in your personal life you're playing with words, with humans, with whatever it is around you, if you're playing still, if you're a player, you're a kid. But you know, But if you stop playing at some point and you take everything seriously and you want to do something for real and you take responsibility for real, that way maybe you can call yourself an adult. And things are going to be much more different to you than the time that you were just a little kid. Because maybe you're 40 years old and you can't take responsibility. And maybe you're 4 years old. Also, you can't take responsibility. There's no difference in there. Only the difference is that 4-year-old kid waited 36 years to get 40 and do whatever he was doing while he was 4. All right, not necessarily becoming 40 gonna give you any power of understanding, any power of consciousness, or any power whatsoever. It is only you that choose to go through life, the difficulties, experiences, and collect experiences, try to resolve everything, understand everything, and then you're gonna get it. Otherwise, age means nothing. You're never gonna become adult by getting old. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah. He doesn't feel like an adult yet. All right, then he's not an adult yet, you know. We have brilliant kids, we have idiot kids, we have lazy kids, we have smart kids, we have fast kids, we have slow kids. We have all these different kinds of kids. They grow. They become grown-ups, but they're never going to become adults. All right, then we have smart grown-ups, lazy grown-ups, fast grown-ups, slow grown-ups, idiot grown-ups, genius grown-ups. We have grown-ups, but they're never going to become adults unless they want to, unless they go through the line, unless they go through the hero's journey, unless they experience the difficulties, unless they take responsibility, unless they see themselves responsible. And yeah, it's just it. Oh, you're remembering me about my age. I have it all about my 4 kids. Yeah, so that's the whole idea. That's the whole idea. I just wanted to give you this comfort that life not necessarily going to become serious to you because you aged. Life going to become serious to you. You're going to become an adult if you really want to. If you really go for it. Otherwise, you know, time is not a good standard to look for. A different responsibility comes with different ages, but of course it differs from person to person. And every person grow at different time at life based on a lot of things, life circumstances. Well, yes, sure, but don't get it wrong. Different responsibilities at different ages depends on this responsibility and depends on the value of the responsibility. Gonna change a lot in your life. All right, so you may have responsibilities all your life because we coexist with other human beings. And for instance, if you're a girl and you know how to cook and you know how to, do a lot of things that a very mature woman can do, you have the same responsibility and you're doing them. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have the right things to do, okay? That's all about the value because coexist is different. Yeah, when we coexist, we have some responsibility. We have some, actually not even responsibility, some duty to do, okay? But apart from that duty, becoming an adult, it's kind of like a checklist that it's clear what you have to do to become an adult. And you have to go through all those phases and just cross-check all of them. And then, it's just having all those checkpoints, at the end of the day, you feel like one, It's like, now I know it. It's just like a skill. It's just like a skill in life. It's just like experience that you become wise enough that we all know you won't act like kids. You can control yourself. You're so balanced. Life is not joke to you. You're not joke to the world, and everything is okay. You take responsibility for you and others at the same time. That's very important to know. So in general, in behavioral science, we have people who take care of themselves very good. We have people that take care of others very good. But we have no personality in the world that can take care of themselves and others at the same time at a very high rate. It's impossible unless you become an adult. Then you take responsibility for both of them at a very high rate, okay? We have people that can take responsibility for both categories at normal rate or lower than normal rate. We don't want that. We want it at high rate. Okay? That way, you become an adult. What do we have here? Maybe you're all more adult than with me. When you become an adult, you're not more adult or you're less adult. It's a phase. You're in it. When you're in it, you're not more adult than others. You're just adult. It's a concept. It cannot be less. It cannot be more. It's a phase. When you're getting there, you're all equal. A true equality and true being equal in life is when you become an adult. So in my opinion, I used to believe that we cannot live with different personalities. Personalities are very important. Ideas are very important. So people with different personalities or with, very far personalities cannot live together. Until the time that I found out, if you're living with a grown-up that is an adult, you can live with them apart from their personality. You're always going to find something to talk. You're always going to find something to do in a very mutual way. But both persons should be an adult. So adults are kind of like equal. There are no differences between two adults. Okay? Two adults have some advantages and disadvantages from each other. Like I have some skills, you have some skills. If we are both adults, we can complete each other. But if we are kids, we can fight all day and night because of our abilities. I can tell you that you're stupid, and you can tell me you're just very stupid. I'm just like we are both stupid to each other because we're kids. But when we're adults, we're both respectful. We both respect each other, and we both try to understand each other. That's the thing with being adult. Okay? So two adults with two different personalities are equal. But two kids with different personalities are never going to be equal because they're kids and they think they're better than the others. Until the time that they just go through some phases and they complete their hero's journey and they'll understand, oh, we're all human. There's no difference. I mean, it's like a man... she's a woman. What is the difference? Apart from the biological differences in life, we have some same share, because we're an adult. I mean, like two adults, we're both human beings. We both eat, we both drink, we both sleep, we both try to help others. So what is the difference? There's no difference. We're all equal. See, I actually solved one of the biggest problems in the world, which feminists are dealing with, the equality between men and women. And in general, I'm telling you, two adults will never think that they're different because they know life, they understand life. Out of topic. When do you want to fill your Instagram, Cyrus? I think I have my Instagram account, but I never go in there. I don't know. Soap said, growing as a firstborn and as a first grandchild is hard sometimes because being expected as the mature one for younger siblings and cousins. Though in this age, I'm still confused because outside I act like I'm an adult, but inside I'm still a child. So you should go for whatever it is inside of you. If you're a child, just act like one. Just screw others because if you don't say screw others, you're gonna screw you. So that's a very bad thing, in general. You have to move towards becoming an adult. But if you're a kid, don't be hard on yourself. Adult life is crawling to me slowly, but I don't feel like an adult yet. That's the thing. I graduated high school in 2022, and now I'm in college, living in that tough era now, but I'm doing my best though. So that's the very best thing. Going Going into that direction means you're in the right path, which is the most important and valuable thing here. If you're moving towards it, if you understand it, that's the very best thing that can happen to you. Because the very first step of becoming something is understanding it and going, obviously moving towards it. That's the very first steps. Those are the first steps. So don't worry, one day it'll come to you. They can be very hard. That's why it's very important that you'll have somewhere you can let your child out. I think you should let your child out. You should let your child be punished by the true reality of life. That way you're going to be more safe than just keep everything in yourself and trying to act like things you're not. Because acting never going to help you. We all should be honest with ourselves. When you're honest with yourself, you're going to be honest with others. If you respect yourself, you can respect others. If you tell the truth to yourself, you can tell the truth to others, right? So in general, if you don't let your child out because you may think others will have some opinion on that, you're so wrong. Just let it out. Let people hate you. Let people despise you. Let people just say nonsense to you. That way you'll understand. Now, that's the true reality of life. That's the true reality of we being human, We should not really keep ourselves apart from the reality. That way we're just actually, betraying ourselves. So, yeah, that's the thing. So I hope you actually go through it. Because if you're staying home and you think by aging you're going to become an adult, that's never going to happen. Yeah. Suga is 28. And if he's an adult, when he becomes 82, he was an adult. He's going to be adult as well. But if he cannot become an adult 28, adultness is going to come to him when he becomes older and older, Only you become grown up. Only you become grown up because you aged. Because you look like a grown up. Because you don't look like a kid anymore. A kid is normally very short, they have soft skins, it's like they're so cute. But the grown up is not really that cute. World is serious to grown ups. And if you want to have a very good grown up life, you should go towards adulthood and you should go towards, hero's journey, experiencing things that you never experienced. Yeah, Suga's 29, of course. We know that. Just gain more stronger than you just gain more stronger than you ever been. Yeah. But it's not that easy. So finding a safe place is the best thing, I think. Finding a safe place. I'm gonna be soon 28. I born in 1995. Yeah, I'm a 95Z. But anyway, finding a safe zone is like betraying yourself all the time. Yeah, it's gonna be really tough to be in safe zone. You know why? Because life is not static, it's dynamic. And if you stay in your safe place and you think you're safe, life is gonna hit you pretty much hard one day that you're never ever gonna remember what happened to you. So the thing is that staying in a safe place never gonna guarantee your life to be good. The only way that you can have a guaranteed safe life, easy life, is to move with the life's flow. That means that when you become a grown-up, you should go through hard phases and hero's journey, and you should go through adulthood to become one. Otherwise, safe people, safe zone, whatever, it's going to be so dangerous to you. I'm telling you, life is not static. It's not like if I stay here, nothing going to comes to me. No. Life is dynamic. It's moving faster than you can ever imagine. Just to stay there, unemployed, have no skill in life. One day you're 24, everything is okay. One day you're 20, everything is fine. You're 15, life is great with you not having anything to do in life. But find yourself when you're 35, find yourself while you're 45, find yourself when you're 55. That's the time that you'll understand, oh, I had to go through that phase a lot more earlier in my life. Because now that I'm 55, I can't do anything, you know? But when you were 25, nobody take you seriously. Nobody expect anything from you. And you're just like, all right, I have a lot of time. I can go through whatever I like. I can learn whatever I like, and I can become master at it. And then, I mean, like 10 years from now, I'm going to be a complete monster. Like boys did it. Like BTS did it. Like nobody expected them to become one of the greatest of all time back in 10 years ago, but they did it. Nobody expected them to be one, but they became one. Why? Because they went through that hero's journey. They really did it. They went through the hard phase of life, responsibility, practicing, dedication, all this thing, and all of a sudden 10 years later you see them, they have a very easy life. That's how life it is. If you stay in your safe zone, you're gonna I'm fine. I'm 22. I'm fine. I'm 23. I'm fine. I'm 28. I'm fine. I'm 35. I'm not fine anymore. I'm 45. Oh, life is dangerous. Oh, 55. My life sucks. I'm 65. I'm ready to die. And yeah, it's over. 65 years of miserable life because you thought you should stay safe, and you thought life is static, but it is not. Yeah. It's alright. I have days when I'm not in discussion. Okay. But it's fine. Cyrus motivator here, everyone. Yeah, I mean, it's like that's what I do in life, to be honest. Your speech hit me in the head. I'm 33 and I'm in my safety place and I'm scared of real life. You should move, my friend. You should move. You should definitely move. Don't stay in one place. Don't be scared of outside. To be honest, going out of your safe zone, try to do whatever you hate, try to talk to whomever that you don't like, is much more easier than staying in that safe zone forever. It's much more easier. The scars that you might get from the real world are less painful than the scars that you want to get when you're in your safe zone and while you become 55. So you have to wrap it up. Go and do it. Yeah, of course you don't have to scare it. And life is not really scary, to be honest. Adulthood, life, responsibilities, things like that are so simple. All you need to do is to just wake up. And then you go forward and you get it, and life is going to be great. But if you just stay there, it's going to be hell scary. Like, I mean, just imagine yourself. Like, there are people out there, they become 45, they're going to have a very good life only because they went through the hard phase of their life while they had the power. While you're 33, you're at the best age of your life. While we're a kid, we can't do anything. While we become too old, we can't do anything. What is the best age that we can go outside and do something important with the most powerful and possible things in ourselves? While we're 30. At our 30, we're at the peak of our energy and intelligence. That's the thing. While you're 24 or 25, maybe you have the energy, but you're not that mature. You're not that mature. You don't understand life. But while you're 33, I mean, it's perfect. You have your complete strength in your brain, and it's going to be amazing. We're going to church, everyone. Yeah. BTS tells us to move and comforts us along the way, but really, sometimes it's hard. Let's hang in there and move little by little at least. Yes, going through hard stage of life and hero's journey slowly is much more better than never going anywhere. Just do it. Slowly, one by one step by another, and then you'll find yourself, you're gonna be great. So what have you? Learning, doing, evaluating, and fix it. Definitely. BTS had their stuff and each other through rough times, so I'm just saying having supporting people while they go through hard times is best we can do. Yes, but that's not necessary, I mean, like, yes, it's very good. It's very good to have good people around you, people that can actually talk to you through the hard times. Maybe we're not able to resolve everything. Maybe we're not able to understand everything by ourselves. That's why we have grown-ups with us, adults with us. We can ask questions. Definitely, we can communicate. We can communicate. That's why I like to have a community. That's the whole reason behind my thought of having a very good community like you, that we can talk about this thing. And maybe even if one of us gonna move forward toward these things, that's a success to me. You know, it's just like we can help each other. 60 people from all over the world. We don't know each other in real life, but we have something in common. We like something, we gathered, and we can talk. And maybe some of us have some question, we can just ask. And then some of us that may found the answer, we can help each other. You know, because individually, if we want to just live 60 years, it's going to be 60 years of one person experience. But if 10 person go through that 60 years, it's going to be 10 years it's like 10 people having 60 years of experience. That's 600 years of experience, you know, that can be shared. That's why having a good community, having very good people in your life, that's going to be hell of a good thing. But there's always a but. If you don't have those people, don't be scared. Go outside. Nothing going to happen to you. Nothing. Roger Cry, thank you so much for the subscribe, mate. Thanks a lot. That's what I meant when I said safe people. It's not necessarily, but it's really nice and helpful. Yes. Yeah, sure. Having those people in your life, it's going to be great. Don't worry then. Just take the courage, move forward. One day it's going to just pays off in a very good way. You know, I'm 21, just graduated from college and still searching for a job. But now I feel like I'm staying in my comfort zone because I still don't have any job. And here I am watching your streaming at 5 p.m. Meanwhile, other people just got off from work. So you're 25. Let me tell you one thing. You're very lucky that you're 25. The best thing that you can do in your life is to experience different things to find eventually what you truly love. Okay, don't worry that you're at my stream watching me and 21, yes, 21. And you're actually watching other people got off from work because that really doesn't matter. Maybe those people are going to work and they don't love what they do. But you have the privilege of being 21 at the very best century of human beings' life. You can go in the internet and somebody can tell you that don't worry, we've been in that situation. I've been 21 and I used to play 12 hours a day my electric guitar and studying. I was studying really hard, music every day, and I'm not sad for it because kind of like, I don't know, 7 years later, I experienced it, I left it behind, and 7 years later, now I'm like 6 years later, I'm 27, I'm doing a stream, and I thought my audience love music. I practiced a lot of music before. I can use it. Maybe that gonna work. But imagine if I wanted to just work with like others and make some money. Dude, time is the biggest money that we have. Just go and experience. Go put yourself in different experiments, see what's gonna happen to you. Nothing bad gonna happen, but you become a very experienced person. So working from now, making money is really good. But experience and time is much more precious. And you have a lot of it. Yeah, I really miss when I was 21. Oh, I was all day doing music, all day and night. But the thing is that it's really nice. Hey, thank you for that. I'm 25 and somewhat in that kind of situation. That's very nice. I'm actually 27 and I'm in that kind of situation as well. Like, you're JK age. I was always thinking that it's too late to do things, but you know, but it's never late. Even if you're 35, 36, 37, and you don't have the thing that you love to do in your life, go for it. It's still okay. You're not 55. And when you become 55, I'm still going to tell you that maybe there are 30 more years left. Maybe you're going to die at 85. Maybe you're going to die at 95. Do you want to actually spend the rest of your life in a way that you don't like, just go for the things you love and go experience. Do it in the time that you have, and finally it'll gonna pays off. You know, working a year or two on something that you love is not gonna count from your age, and you're gonna be and you're gonna experience very good time. And I'm telling you, if you have something right now in your mind that you're not doing it, you're betraying yourself. Just go for it. Try it. See if you truly love it or not. If you really love something and you can do something, all right, if you really love it, if you absolutely love it, you can go for it, and definitely you can make a lot of money from it. You can find a lot of good friends in there, and you can find a lot of good experiences, and your life going to be upside down. Because that is the hero's journey that we were talking about. That is the time that you become real adult. And I told you the very first time that I talked about these things. When you become real adult, life is going to be so easy. So easy. Hard life belongs to people that never wanted to leave their safe zone and going through, hard times. But if you do it, you're going to win. Thank you for your words, Cyrus. I have a job interview tomorrow. Wish me luck. Definitely, we wish you luck. Hope you get the job if you really love it, and hope everything's gonna go good for you. All right, let's continue our stream. So, yeah, guys, adulthood will not comes by itself. You have to go and find it and embrace it. It's just beautiful. The next song gonna be "Burn It" by SUGA, featuring Max.
I see the ashes falling out your window. There's someone in the mirror that you don't know, and everything was all wrong. So burn it till it's all gone. Yeah, burn it. Nah, sorry. Yeah, burn it. I want it. Woo. Yeah, burn it. Nah, sorry. Yeah, burn it. I want it. Woo. 돌아가보자고 지난 날 에이, 나를 파괴하던 시간과 에이, 시계 증오 혹은 열등감 한들에게 사로잡힌 삶 에이, 성공을 맛보는 지난 날 에이, 그때와는 뭐가 다른가 에이, 글쎄 크게 다르진 않아 에이, 태워버리자고 지난 날 가장 깊은 곳 밑바닥까지 남김없이 더 타겠지 불을 붙여 뭐 끝에 뭐가 또 나를지 I don't know 에이, 다 태우고 나면 뭐 쟤만 남을지도 모르지 아님 그대로 올지 yeah. I see the ashes falling out your window. There's someone in the mirror that you don't know, and everything was all wrong. So burn it till it's all gone. Yeah, burn it. Nah, sorry. Yeah, burn it. I want it. Woo. Yeah, burn it. Nah, sorry. Yeah, burn it. I want it. Burn it. 가장 깊은 곳에 너를 마주하지 지구 혹은 증오현 뭐 분노까지 그것 또한 얼마나 되려 허망한지 어쩌면 그것들은 마저 신기루 어쩌면 그래 그것들을 배움으로 열정을 강요받는 것은 아니지 조심이란 단어를 조심하길 바래 Don't be afraid 불을 붙여봐 뭐가 됐든 그래 말야 쉽게 불을 붙여봐 과거에 너 현재에 너 뭐든 좋으니까 쉽게 그래 불을 붙여봐 타오르는 태양이 될런지 아니면은 타고 남은 책과 될런지 언제나 선택과 결정은 너의 목화가 만폭이 도한 용기 힘을 잃지 말기 I see the ashes falling out your window. There's someone in the mirror that you don't know, and everything was all wrong. So burn it till it's all gone. Yeah, burn it. yeah, burn it. I want it, yeah, burn it. 내 안에 소리. Yeah, burn it. I want it.
That was really nice. I'm so glad that I have these AirPods. The music was fantastic. Unlike the things that I said about what was the name of it? The Daechwita? Yeah, that's how they were pronouncing it, I think. The music that we had here was really nice. I loved it. What do we have here? SUGA and Max, let's go. I know Max from the movie Rags. See both my world colliding is so amazing to see. Okay, does it remind you of SUGA's verse in outro to Cyrus? I think so, yeah. And every time Young is being tricked, every time BTS mentions original intention in the contents. Good that you shared it. Okay. The next one gonna be People. So I don't know who said it earlier in the chat, but People is one of her favorite songs as well, alongside the 28 and Daechwita, I guess. Daechwita. Oh my gosh, I was just about to say that. Okay. What is it? Anthony Ray always said that. Said what? Okay. People. Let me just do one thing. Who is this guy that you said? Anthony Ray? Alright.
Yeah, 산들바람 스쳐가는 사람 스며드는 사람 나는 어떤 사람 나는 좋은 사람 아님 나쁜 사람 평가는 가지각색 그냥 나로 살아 다들 살아가겠지 다들 사랑하겠지 다들 바래가겠지 입혀가겠지 사람들은 변하지 나도 변했듯이 세상살이 영원한 건 없어 다 지나가는 해프닝 Why so serious? Why so serious? Why so serious? I'm so serious I'm so serious I'm so 뭐 어때 스쳐 지나간 뭐 어때
Good. What do you have here? There were no clear evidence of, because it's probably hair. Okay, I don't know what is that, but he's so mysterious, man. He just never, when he appears, and when does it's chaos. Okay. All right. We're gonna go for the next video, because it's gonna be "Set Me Free," and only two songs we have here, and then we have an interview and a compilation video. So "Set Me Free."
Set me free, yeah. 내 맘대로 안 될 걸 알면서 그게 내 맘이 아닌 걸 알면서 Oh no, no, no Set me free 날 자유롭게 허공에 떠있네 Set me free 요즘 기분이 왠지 꿀꿀해 내 하루는 바닥에 속이고 또 하루는 창공에서 나네 왜 Set me free yeah 내 맘대로 안 될 걸 알면서 Set me free yeah 그게 내 맘이 아닌 걸 알면서
It's really nice.
Set me free, yeah. Set me free.
There are two Iranian songs with the same vibe. I don't remember their names. I could play it for you, and you could actually enjoy those music as well. Because I mean, like if you like the same vibe, they had it, and it was really beautiful. Can I remember them? Oh, I don't remember it. I don't remember it. Okay, I'm gonna search it. Maybe Mariam can actually help me because I mean, it's like by any chance. The song is from Mehrad Hiden, okay? He shares a lot of similarities with SUGA. And I don't remember the name, but it was so mystical. Where was it? Where was it? Can I find it? I don't think so. It's really hard. Maybe it was a single. Maybe it was a single. I wish I knew it. I wish I knew it. Yeah. But not in my head. Not in my head. If I was all by myself, I could have found it in no times. But I don't want to just waste time now. So that's why I cannot find it. If I heard it once and I know the vibe, I can find it. But and there were another song. Yeah, I will. I should find it. And there's another song by another artist. Same vibe. I was like, I'll start thinking. Don't worry. Maybe I'll search as well a little bit. Oh, this one has the same vibe as well. Okay.
아직도 여전히 네가 난 그립고 또 그립네 아직도 여전히 함께한 추억이 날 맴도네.
And what do we have here? Mixtape interview.
안녕하세요. D2로 돌아온 너버스입니다. 3년 9개월 만에 찾아온
그냥 좀 작업하는데 좀 재밌었어요. 이거 특히 원래 작년에 나왔어야 되는 건데 좀 마지막에 좀 열심히 다시 편곡하고 하면서 되게 한 단계 좀 발전한 듯한 그런 느낌이 드는 믹스테이프입니다. 좀 빨리 내려고 했었는데 뭐 이렇게 거의 한 근 4년 정도가 걸릴 줄은 몰랐고 빨리 내려고 했는데 뭐 순서도 있고 또 뭐 제가 워낙 좀 많이 채워가지고 내고 싶었어가지고 그랬던 게 제일 큰 것 같아요. 아 대슈타는요 그 임금이 이제 움직일 때 나오는 배경음악 같은 실제로 대슈타 음악을 샘플링 해가지고 이제 라인들을 만들고 했던 그런 곡이죠. 근데 이제 청각적으로는 그냥 재미있는 곡이고 이제 더 나아가서는 이제 뮤직비디오에 되게 공을 들여가지고 시각적인 것도 만족하는 그런 곡이 되지 않을까 이런 생각이. 되게 시나리오도 처음 콘티 짤 때부터 미팅도 많이 감독님을 많이 하고 원래는 되게 미니멀하게 찍는 거였는데 난 무조건 사극세창에서 찍었으면 좋겠다라고 해서 이제 이런 시나리오 나오고 또 이제 부분 수정하고 또 이제 제가 원하는 씬들이 있는 걸 명확하게 이야기하고 그렇게 해서 좀 되게 재밌게 작업을 했던 것 같아요. 이번에 특히 일단 곡 분위기랑 너무 잘 맞고 제가 사극을 어릴 때부터 좀 좋아했어가지고 제가 이제 뭔가 이 동양적인 라인들을 쓰는 곡들을 좀 많이 썼었는데 이제 앞으로는 좀 그런 곡들 좀 덜 써야 되지 않을까라는 생각에 마침표를 찍어보자 라는 생각에 좀 뮤비도 그냥 찍게 되었어요. 네. 사실 그냥 비주얼적으로 제일 예쁘게 나왔으면 했었어요. 그러니까 그래서 이제 흉터라든지 이런 것도 다 제가 원해서 한 거고, 그러니까 제가 항상 그 전에 작들에 비해서 좀 반전되는 걸 굉장히 좋아한단 말이죠. 이 대비되는 것들에 대한 재밌는 것들을 많이 보여주고 싶었어가지고 특히 뭐 사각 세트장인데 현대적인 옷을 입고 차 드리프트를 한다든지 같은 흉터를 가졌지만 이제 금발인 왕이 있고 찾으러 가는 이제 또 다른 어거스트디가 있고 그래서 이 상반되는 거에 되게 재미를 많이 느끼실 거라고 생각을 했었어요. 콘티를 짤 때부터. 그냥 딱 딴 거 없이 그냥 예 하고 고개 딱 들었을 때 좀 충격적이었으면 좋겠었어요. 그냥 이 세트장이나 이런 것들이랑은 완전 좀 상반되는 느낌의 그냥 비주얼적으로 딱 들었을 때 헉 했으면 해가지고 다이어트도 되게 열심히 했고 건무를 태어나서 한 번도 해본 적이 없어가지고 연습하는데 좀 꽤나 고생했어요. 검 자체도 그렇게 무거운 줄 몰랐고 실제로 그 소품을 이제 준비할 때 제가 이제 검을 리스트를 한국 환도 이제 환도라고 하는데 이제 조선 환도를 한 20개 정도 링크를 모아가지고 보냈어요. 이 중에서 골라달라고. 그래서 이제 실제로 이제 명인이 만든 이제 환도를 사용을 하는데 무거워서 진짜 고생했습니다. 그래서 날을 알루미늄으로 바꾸고 그런 과정이 있었는데 되게 재밌었어요. 되게 새로운 걸 하는 거는 특히 이번 거를 준비하면서 좀 이번 믹스테이프 준비하면서 되게 재밌던 경험이었던 것 같아요. 그리고 이번에는 다 신경 썼던 것 같은데 대시타는 너무 빨리 나와가지고 저거는 뭐 사실 크게 걱정 안 했었고 요즘 들어 되게 좀 자주 듣고 좀 마음에 드는 곡은 이제 사람이라는 곡이랑 사람을 요즘 최근 많이 듣고 있고 그래서 그냥 이번에 되게 주제도 되게 다양해가지고 예전에는 어떻게 보면 어거스트 D라는 믹스테이프는 되게 과거의 이야기들을 좀 주로 했다면 지금 것들은 다 현재를 이야기하고 있어가지고 그래서 다 믹스하고 마스터하고 있는 중이라 다 마음에 들긴 해요. 첫 번째 트랙 이제 저달이라는 트랙에 벌스 2에 그런 가사나요. 벌스 1은 정말 빠르게 나왔는데 또 벌스 2는 진짜 쥐어짜도 안 나온다고 약간 다들 그런 식이었던 것 같아요. 어떤 벌스는 너무 잘 나왔는데 그 다음 벌스는 안 나오고 Set Me Free라는
인터루드로 들어가는 곡인데 그거는 제가 통으로 노래를 해요. 근데 여태까지 제가 했던 보컬 스타일이 아니고 아예 그냥 처음 시도해보는 스타일이라서 그거는 좀 재미있었어요. 녹음을 하는데도 다 제가 녹음을 했거든요. 이번에는 제가 혼자 녹음을 했는데 다양한 시도도 해볼 수 있고 되게 재밌었어요. 있죠. 왜 두려움이 없어요. 사실 이번 거 다시 작업하면서 전 거를 엄청 들어봤었어요. 그러니까 보완할 점들을 많이 개선을 했죠. 너무 강강 그때였으니까 그렇게 할 수 있는데 지금은 이제 그렇게 하라고 해도 이제 그렇게 레벨 못하죠. 근데 이제 되게 좀 많이 이제 비교하면서 좀 많이 했던 것 같아요. 이번에는 좀 현재의 저를 좀 많이 담았죠. 거의 지금 이야기밖에 없어요. 그래가지고 뭐랄까 제 지금 심리 상태 같은 것들을 들어보시면 아실 것 같아요. 나 곡을 쓸 때 멜로디를 쓸 때 나와요. 그냥 누가 했으면 좋겠다 이런 스타일을 누가 했으면 좋겠다가 분명히 나오고 못 찾으면 제가 노래를 하죠. 근데 이번에 뭐 너무 많은 분들이 참여해주셨는데 일단 RMC 너무 감사하고요. 미화씨 너무 감사하고요. 내일 형님들 너무 감사하고 그 맥스 내 친구 맥스 너무 감사하고 여러분들 덕분에 정말 완성시킬 수 있는 믹스테이프였다고 생각이 듭니다. 저희 이제 팬분들을 위해서 만든 음악이고 그래서 이제 물론 뭐 이제 해외 이제 음원 플랫폼에는 올라가지만 무료로 공개가 되는 이제 거잖아요. 그냥 즐겨주셨으면 해서 곡은 너무 많이 써놓는데 이번에 다 털어내긴 했다. 이제 계속 새로 곡 다 써야 돼요. 근데 이런 음악도 하는 친구구나. 그리고 또 할 수 있는 말이 정말 많은 친구구나. 그 끊임없이 노력하고 끊임없이 보내하는구나. 이런 거를 좀 알아주셨으면 하는, 그리고 그냥 즐겨주셨으면 좋겠습니다. 28살 어거스트기의 기록 이 정도면 되지 않을까요? 제가 근 4년 전 2016년 8월 16일날 했던 건 2016년에 어거스트였고 이번 2020년 5월에 나오는 이 D2는 28의 어거스트니까요. 되게 이 생각과 가치관이 바뀐 것도 비교해가면서 되게 좀 재밌을 것 같아요. 정말 그냥 자기 만족, 그 순전히 팬분들을 위한 음악이니까 그냥 듣고 마음껏 즐겨주셨으면 좋겠어요. 팬 여러분 정말 오래 기다리셨고 일찍 못 내서 너무 죄송한 마음이 컸었어요. 솔직히 저도 빨리 내고 싶었고, 왜냐하면 이게 여러분들도 들어서 좋지만 저도 만들어서 이제 발표를 해서 또 좋은 게 있거든요. 그래서 그게 이번에 다행히도 운 좋게 최선을 다했기 때문에 그게 가능했기 때문에 후회는 없습니다. 또 몇 년 뒤에 또 다음 거를 만들 때 또 찾아 듣고 있겠지. 그래서 그런 생각이 좀 들더라고요. 미래에 이게 제가 만든 음악들이 다 미래에 저한테 해주고 싶은 이야기들이 편지 쓰듯이 미래에 나에게 편지 쓰듯이 만든 음악들이더라고요. 모르겠어요. 1년 뒤가 될 수도 있고 몇 개월 뒤가 될 수도 있고 10년 뒤가 될 수도 있고 아무것도 모르겠지만 네, 그때 또 찾아뵙도록 하겠습니다.
Alright. Okay, good. And we watched this one before. And it's kind of like the last one. He's recording some in the hotel while on tour. You'll see that in the burn stage. Okay. Cool. So we're gonna have this one from SUGA channel. I'm telling you guys, if there's some bells music again going on with the same rhythm, I'm gonna escape it. Trust me, I'm gonna do it. I can't just tolerate it. Then we can go and watch Burn the Stage. So it is on here.
아무튼 오늘 그 뭐지 아까 슈가 얘기했지만 3주 연속 만점. 만점 대박이야.
저희는 진짜 아미형들한테 감사해야 됩니다.
동생이
너무너무 고맙고 어머니도 행복하게 마무리했었던 것 같아요.
네 오늘 정말 행복하게 마무리할 수 있었던 이유가 사실은 앵콜이
아일랜드 들어와 처음 하는 합숙 생활을 하며 꼭 리더가 아니더라도 리더를 돕는 상황이 생기고 좋은 팀을 만들기 위해 리더십의 필요성에 대해 느끼게 되었습니다.
이런 걸 고민한다고? 대박이다.
과연 모두에게 좋은 영향을 주는 리더십이란 무엇일까?
한 번 더 엉덩이를 뗄 수 있는 사람이 되는 게 좋은 리더십인 것 같아요. 근데 저도 잘 못했어요, 사실은.
참 리더지.
내가 이때까지 본 리더 중에 형이 짱이에요.
고맙다.
사실 리더들한테 뭐 별다른 베네핏은 없는데 책임만 엄청 있거든.
사실 맞아요. 정말 너무
힘든.
가장 최근에 오랜 시간 동안 대화를 나눈 멤버가 있다면 누구와 어떤 스타일의 얘기를 나눴는지.
우리끼리 술 한잔 마시면서 되게 얘기 많이 떠들었잖아요.
저 뭐 울고 막.
지미 씨.
그때 슈가 형이 진짜 너무 울어가지고.
아니야, 뭔 소리야.
자, 윤경 처음 울었지.
윤기 형이 한 번 울잖아요. 그럼 수도꼭지, 수도꼭지.
펑펑 울었어.
오열했어 오열.
왜 그래? 나는
잡을 수가 없어.
나는
끼가
그날 기민이 가 갑자기 울길래 왜 울나 싶더라고.
형도 같이 울었잖아요 옆에서.
뭔
이랬잖아요 저 안으면서. 나도 사실 그랬어 이러면서 막 울었죠.
고등학생인데 꿈이 없어서 걱정해요. 그럼 뭐 찾아 생겨야죠. 너무 걱정하지 마요. 꿈 없을 수도 있지 뭐. 모두가 막 꿈이 있고 모두가 막 그렇게 할 필요 없어요. 본인이 내키는 대로 사는 거죠. 네, 해주시죠. 다음에 여러분들.
There's a big problem here. There's a big problem here. It says not everyone has to have a dream
모두가 막 꿈이 있고 모두가 막 그렇게
and live like that.
할 필요 없어요.
You should live your life your own way. That's true. You should live your life your own way because my way is belong to me and every person's way of living is exclusive. But there's some general concept. Having a dream is a form of thinking about future and having some bigger plan to get to. Everybody needs that. If you don't have that, sit down and write it. Make one. If you don't have any dream, if you don't have any ultimate goal, you will definitely get lost in life at the very end. So you just came all the way and you were just, why am I here? Like 60 years of life, why am I here? If you have a life, if you have a dream, you'll know where you're going. Your dreams will change. That's on the table without any discussion. But not having a dream, that's a very bad thing, I guess. He said in Daechwita episode 2, he said he believes one should have a dream, may it be small or big. Yeah, that's very nice. He corrected himself maybe later. Maybe he found out that some people are like that. That's not good.
너무 걱정하지 마요.
Yeah, you'll discover. He said you'll discover it. That's good. That's good. He was trying to comfort that person. Sometimes comforting people is not good. Sometimes you just have to hit people hard in the head to wake them up. Comforting them will telling them that all right, you slept, you can't woke up. That's fine, but that's not good. Yes, but yes, a dream is always important, whether it's big or small. I agree with you. Yes, definitely. Having a dream, big or small, doesn't matter. But not having a dream, you eventually gonna get lost. So if you don't have a dream in life, you don't know where you're going, just sit down and write it. Just tell yourself that at least I'm telling myself that I have to go this path. That way you'll be much more motivated to wake up in the morning and go towards your goals. Not having it gonna give you the comfort of not moving, which is not good.
모두가 막 그렇게 할 필요 없어요. 본인이 내키는 대로 사는 거. 네, 2018년 아메 여러분들 개띠입니다. 개띠인 여러분들 더 대박 나시고 그리고 2017년도 굉장히 재밌는 일이 많았지만 2018년에도 재밌는 일이 더 많을 거예요. 하시는 거 다 잘 되고 꿈 모두 이루시고 꿈이 없으신 분들도 괜찮습니다. 뭐 꿈 없을 수도 있어요. 행복하시면 됩니다. 행복하게 새해를 시작하면서 행복하게 한 해.
네, 그리고 19살 때 데뷔를 하고 지금
데뷔했을 때랑 지금이랑 똑같네요.
아 맞아 아니야 근데 그럴 수 있어요. 이 친구는 연습생
Yeah, kind of.
때문에.
He's an intelligent person. He's an intelligent person. I'm saying intelligent people will definitely gonna recorrect themselves. I'm not worried about he recorrecting himself, but he's saying one thing, and I just wanted to correct that one. I'm sure later on he'll understand it because I'm telling you, he's a person with big dreams, so it's totally okay.
저랑 연습생 때 꿈을 그 꿈이 연습생 되는 거였어요. 그러니까 그때의 만족도랑 지금 만족도랑 비슷할 수 있어요.
그럴 수 있네요.
근데 지방에서 연습생 되면 진짜 급발 알렸지.
빨리 꺼요.
하나, 둘, 셋.
아무튼 오늘 뭐 공연 보신 분들 다들 너무 수고 많으셨고요. 그리고 이 공연을 기다리고 있는 전 세계 수많은 분들 저희가 꼭 찾아가겠습니다. 꼭 찾아갈 테니까 너무 상심 마시고 정말 저희가 잠시라는 곡을 썼을 때 딱 그 마음이었거든요. 별일은 없지, 아픈 곳은 없겠지. 이게 정말 찾아갈 거니까 너무 상심 마시고 잠시의 가사를 좀 생각하셔서 진짜 잠시 잠깐만 기다린다라고 생각을 해주시면 감사하겠습니다.
네, 버터플라이는 이제 저희가 화양연화 프롤로그에 대해서
프롤로그 영상에서 울지 말고 천천히 해요. 너 벅차오는 거 아니죠? 주인공이었던 거 벅차오는 거 아니야? 울지 말고 천천히 울지 말고 천천히 해요.
네,
벌써 그만해서 대상 받았네?
그럼 더 울어야 돼. 그러니까 천천히
네, 버터플라이는 화양연화 프롤로그에서 잠시 공개됐었는데요. 그때 엄청 많은 팬들이 좋아해 주시더라고요. 기분이 너무 좋았어요.
혹시 진정 좀 됐어요?
네,
괜찮아요? 다행이다. 진정됐네.
태영 씨 지금 해야 돼요 지금.
태영아 지금 씨 혹시 오늘 소감이 어떠신가요? 하고 싶은 말 있나요?
I just wish happiness for everyone. 또 있어요. 또 다른 것도 있어요.
또 혹시 하고 싶은 말이 더 있나요? 정말 행복해 보이시는데.
I'm so shy.
shy boy.
But I want to say we love you, Yami.
Don't be shy. 남준이를 참된 리더라고. 그러니까 참리? 아니 이게 매번 이야기하는 거지만 중간에서 이렇게 조율을 하는 거는 진짜 이거는 그런 사람이니까 그렇게 가능한 거예요.
맞아요.
나나 진영이나 뭐 지민이, 정국이, 비, 뭐 호석이 같으면 그렇게 안 될 거예요 아마. 그게 쉽지가 않거든요.
그거는 진짜 맞는 말이야.
오빠는 힘들 때 뭘로 견뎌냈나요? 전 오빠 랩 들으면서요. 뭐 이렇게 말씀하시면 힘들 때는 좀 뭐 사람마다 다르겠지만 뭐 좀 답이 없다고 생각합니다. 저는 그냥 버티는 게 이기는 거예요. 맞아요. 그 되게 간단하고 되게 성의 없게 들릴 줄 모르겠지만 그게 저는 그게 답이더라고요. 시간 지나 보면 다 재밌는
오케이.
업계 버티는 게 이기는 거예요. 맞아요. 되게 간단하고 되게 성의 없게 들릴지 모르겠지만 저는 그게 답이더라고요. 시간 지나 보면 다 재밌는 기억이 되더라고요. 저는 개인적으로 다 그렇다는 건 아니고요. 저는 개인적으로는 그래요. 좀 시간이 좀 더 지나봐야지 이제 아무리 힘들어도 좀 시간이 지나봐야지 그 강도를 이게 정확하게 볼 수 있거든요. 힘듦의 강도를. 근데 시간 지나보면 다 이제 웃으면서 넘어가지. 버티는 게 저는 답이라고 생각합니다. I don't understand but I love you. 그래요. 이해하지 않아도 돼요. 이게 다 언어를 초월하지 우리는. 정말 만약에 결과가 좋지 않더라도 사실상 그렇게 막 낙담을 할 필요는 없어요. 막 세상이 무너질 것 같겠지만 자기가 원하는 결과가 아니면 무너질 것 같겠지만 그러지 않습니다. 삶은 그러지 않아요. 넘어져도 일어나는 게 중요한 거죠. 힘내라고 잘 될 거라고 하실래요? 여러분들이 힘내시고 잘 될 겁니다. 이거는 제가 약속드립니다. 여러분들은 잘 될 거예요. 저 오늘 취직했어요. 축하드립니다. 맛있는 거 드세요. 소고기.
저도 한 곡 뽑아 올리겠습니다. 가끔 슈가가 저의 상처를 치유해 줄 때가 있죠.
아 설마.
그래서 슬럼프 때는 요즘 번아웃이라고도 많이 하죠. 슬럼프가 오셨을 때는 나는 무엇인가에 대해서 조금 더 집중을 해보셨으면 좋겠어요. 그러니까 어떠한 것보다 어떠한 일, 어떠한 것보다 가장 소중한 게 나다 보니까 나한테 조금 더 집중을 하시면 좀 뭐랄까 헤쳐나갈 수 있는 방법이 있지 않을까요? 항상 우리는 아미를 위해 무대를 서고 음악을 한다는 것을 알아주셨으면 좋겠고 지금처럼 오래도록 함께 했으면 좋겠습니다. 오늘처럼 특별한 날 아미라는 존재가 옆에 있어서 굉장히 든든합니다. 그리고 7명이서 맞는 7번째 6월 13일 그리고 곁을 지켜주시는 아미 여러분들 수고했어. 오늘도
힘들 때 나를 위로해주는 말 듣고 싶은 말이 있다면
난 슈가 형이 사랑한다 들으면 힘날 것 같아요. 진짜.
지민아.
예?
갑자기 뜬금없는.
이 기분 나 이거 콧말이라도 약간 소름. 그러니까.
멤버들이 이 감정을 잘 전달해 주신 것 같아요. 너무 좋네요.
오늘 긴장 좀 했더라.
똥이 많이 깔았어 지금 밑으로.
그 잠시 긴장 풀려가지고.
스무 살 뚱뚱 다니면서 먹으면 괜찮겠다.
이거 내가 먹으면 진짜 이거 다 먹을 수 있는 건데.
너 옛날에 김치도 못 먹었잖아.
그런 약간 좀 남사스러운 얘기는 하지 말자.
김치 못 먹는 게 왜? 못 먹을 수 있지 뭐.
너 먹어.
야 서정구. 에? 야 형 작업하러 가자 빨리. 약간 생긴 게 되게 이쁘네.
너무 부담감 갖지 마. 쌀이 많습니다.
야, 나 이렇게 자연에서 또 써보는 건 또 처음이네.
아 좋아, 잘 나와. 나 저번에 인더숲 때 많이 써놨잖아.
이게 이렇게 멜로디 써놓고 이게 또 가사 이렇게 막 하다가 멜로디 또 바뀌면 기분 좋은 거 나오고.
가보자. 데미 이야기해줘.
저의 솔로곡은 세렌디피티죠. 그렇죠. 생각한 것보다 훨씬 더 많은 분들이 좋아해 주셨는데요. 네.
이 노래 안 들려요. 네.
역시 누가 가사를 써서 그런지.
진짜 이 노래 안 들리더라고.
그럼 제 노래 질립니까? 제 노래는요?
아직 들리기엔 너무
아니야.
빠릅니다.
정욱 씨 노래는 진리입니다. 진리입니까?
진리? 이야, 역시 정시다. 잠깐만, 지금 지민이 소개 시간입니다.
꿈을 포기했어요. 어떤 사연이 있었는지 모르겠지만 굉장한 용기가 있었을 거라고 생각이 들어요. 과감한 포기는 엄청난 용기입니다. 그거 수고 많으셨어요. 파이팅.